Hi, everyone. Welcome back to our English learning podcast. Today, we're talking about something we all do, shopping. And joining me is my good friend, Ben. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Emma. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here. Shopping is such a fun topic to talk about, and there are so many useful phrases and expressions we can share with our listeners. Whether you're shopping for clothes, groceries, or even online, it's important to know the right words.
Yes, absolutely. Let's start with one of the most common phrases you'll hear when shopping. How much does this cost? It's a polite and straightforward way to ask for the price of something.
Exactly. You can use this phrase in pretty much any shopping situation, whether you're at a market, in a store, or even online. It's simple, but very useful.
Another phrase you'll hear often is, "Can you give me a better price?" This is a polite way to ask if you can get a discount. You can use this when you think the price is a little high.
Yes, and it's a good way to negotiate. If you're buying something expensive, you can always ask for a better deal. For example, "This coat is nice, but can you give me a better price?"
Now, moving on to something more casual. If you think an item is expensive, you might say, "That's a bit pricey." Pricey is just another word for expensive. So if something costs more than you expected, you could say, "It's a bit pricey."
Pricey is a great word. For example, you might say, "I love that jacket, but it's a bit pricey." It's a polite way of saying something is expensive without being too negative.
And speaking of price, another common phrase you'll hear is, "That's a good deal," or "That's a steal." These phrases are used when you find something that's really inexpensive, often much lower than you expected.
Right. If you buy a pair of shoes that normally costs $100 but you get them for $50, you could say, "Wow, that's a steal." It means you got a really good deal on something.
A steal is definitely a great way to express that you got something at a much lower price. And related to this, when something is on sale, it means the price has been reduced, often for a limited time.
Yes, you might hear, "These shoes are on sale for 50% off." If something's on sale, it's cheaper than usual. So if you see something on sale, don't hesitate to check it out.
Good point. And here's another common phrase. Do you have this in a different size? If you find something you like but the size isn't right, you can ask if they have a different size in stock.
That's a useful phrase. You can use it when shopping for clothes, shoes, or even accessories like hats. And sometimes you might want to ask, "Do you have this in a different color?" if you like the item but prefer another option.
Exactly. Now, let's talk about a phrase that comes up a lot when you're trying to save money. Can I get a discount? A discount means paying less than the usual price, and it's common to ask for one when you're buying something, especially in markets or during sales.
Yes, you can ask, "Can I get a discount if I buy two?" Or, "Can you give me a discount for cash payment?" These are polite ways to ask for a lower price.
Good. And if the item is too expensive and you decide not to buy it, you might say, "It's out of my budget." Budget refers to the amount of money you can spend on something.
That's right. So, if you're looking at a beautiful handbag that costs $500, but you can only afford $200, you could say, "It's out of my budget." It means you don't have enough money to buy it.
Now, let's talk about returning items. If you want to return something you bought, you could ask, "What's your return policy?" This means you're asking about the store's rules for returning or exchanging items.
Yes, the return policy is important, especially if you're buying something expensive. You might want to know if you can return it if it doesn't fit, or if you change your mind. For example, "Can I return this if I don't like it?"
Right. And when you buy something, make sure you ask for the receipt. A receipt is the paper or digital record of your purchase. For example, "Could you please give me a receipt?"
Exactly. Receipts are important if you want to return something or just keep track of your purchases. And speaking of payments, another important phrase is, "Do you accept credit cards?" This is a polite way to ask if you can pay with a card.
Yes, especially when shopping online. You might also hear, "What payment methods do you accept?" This is a more general way to ask what types of payment they take.
That's a good one. And if you're shopping online, sometimes you can ask, "Is there free shipping?" Shipping refers to the delivery of goods, so if it's free, you don't have to pay for delivery.
Yes. And here's another important phrase. "I'm just browsing." If you're not planning to buy anything and just looking around, you can say, I'm just browsing. It's a way to tell the shop assistant that you're not making a purchase right now.
Right. It's also a polite way to avoid being pressured into buying something. Another phrase is, I'll take it. You can use this when you've decided to buy something. For example, I'll take this one. It's simple and direct.
Exactly. And finally, let's talk about some idioms related to shopping. A popular one is shop till you drop. This means you shop for a long time until you're very tired.
Shop till you drop is a fun one. You might say, we shopped till we dropped at the mall yesterday. It's an exaggerated way to say you spent a lot of time shopping.
Yes. And another fun one is window shopping. This means looking at things in store windows without actually buying anything.
Right. So, if you're just looking and not buying, you can say, I'm just going window shopping today. It's a nice way to pass the time without spending money.
Well, that's all for today's shopping episode. I hope these phrases will help you on your next shopping trip. Thanks for listening, and be sure to join us next time for more English tips.
Thanks, Emma. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Remember to practice these phrases when you're out shopping, and soon enough, you'll be shopping like a pro. See you next time.